Weak economies have taken their toll on the farming sector, sending commodity prices on one wild ride this year. Joining me with his outlook on agriculture, and as part of our Economy 2012 series, is Martin Rischenhagen, CEO of farm equipment maker AGCO. Martin, thanks for being with us today. Roughly half of your revenue comes from Europe. Has the debt crisis there affected your business in a substantial way?
Not really, because we not only manufacture and sell farm equipment, we also take care of retail finance. We have our own AGCO Finance bank, so to say, and no problem for farmers to finance their equipment.
None whatsoever, but the ECB is trying to fix the problem broadly in Europe right now. Are you satisfied as a CEO of a large company with what the ECB is doing to try to fix the problem?
Yes, I think Europe needs leadership, and we need to centralize the banking system. We need to have common financial and tax policies, and that's what is happening right now. And I think Germany and France are driving, maybe also the UK a little bit, from outside the Euro countries.
If we could turn a little bit to China, you're spending about $300 million there on a few new plants. Talk to us about the current state of the Chinese economy and where it's at today. There's some concern that growth may be slowing.
Yeah, growth is slowing down in percent. In absolute numbers, the numbers are up, and the reason is that the base is much bigger. So gross product as of today is much bigger than it has been years ago. So even a single-digit growth of maybe 7 to 8% really means a lot of business for people who are participating in China. We are newcomers in certain areas of the market. We have a very well-established combine business, but in small tractors we are just building a factory, and so we think that the timing is right.
Okay. What about the Chinese stimulus that recently announced? Do you think that'll do enough to keep growth growing?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. The Chinese, so far, they're very clever and they're very intelligent in influencing demand, and I think this is what will happen. In our industry, it's the mechanization of farms, which is supported by government funds, and that is actually, I think, a very important initiative for us.
So a lot of previous stimulus spending in China has gone to airports, bridges, and roads, and a lot of those are built out now. But, you know, the farming industry hasn't got a lot of attention in China. Do you think that this stimulus will go to help them and sort of boost that sector?
Exactly, because the infrastructure they put in place is first class now, and maybe outperforming the rest of the world much better than, for example, India. It's a pleasure to travel within China, and so therefore I think it's the right time to put money into other sectors, and farming is one of those sectors which will benefit from that.
Interesting. If we could turn a little bit to the United States, you're not so reliant on the United States, but you are the second largest farm equipment maker here. Talk to us about your concerns in the United States economy right now. Talk to us about the U.S. drought as well. What can be done to sort of offset both of those? Yeah,
well, actually, the economy is not doing very well, and it's lack of the right policies. We need stability. We need a president who does less polarizing and finally does unite the country more. And we need a president who has more business skills than Obama does. So that is very important. So we need a consistent tax situation, we need consistency, we need a leaner government. Those are all the points which need to be fixed quickly. And then with regard to our industry, the drought, of course, did hit some of the farmers. More than 80% of the farmers are insured, so which is, of course, very good, which means also they make quite some money because commodity prices are high. And then prices are up by about 20%. So basically, it's more or less almost like a wash. Some of the farms, of course, the farmers who do dairy or produce pig or chicken have higher input costs. So that means what I will see, I think what we will see is maybe price increases for quality meat and quality food.
If I could go back a little bit, we were talking about U.S. policy, and you were mentioning Mr. Obama in the White House right now. Do you feel like Mr. Romney would be a better occupant of the White House?
Well, I'm not so sure, because I think he might have some shortcomings in foreign policy, for example. But I had a chance to meet him and to listen to him. I think he has a much more consistent program, and he's not, let's say, the capitalist, so to say, who only made a lot of money for himself. He only could do it because he was an excellent consultant for many, many years.
Martin, you're also part of the Business Roundtable, and you're on the board of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. You know, that gives you a unique vantage point. do you think QE3, which Chairman Bernanke at the Federal Reserve recently announced, will kickstart growth in the United States?
Well, if you measure it from previous programs, I have my doubts. I don't know exactly what the intention is. It sounds good, but so far those programs didn't help so much. I think what I would do first is I would save money and reduce cost of the huge and bureaucratic administration we enjoy to have in America. So that needs to be changed, and then you save a lot of money, and that helps you to reduce taxes instead of talking about increasing taxes, which is a killer for demand in most of the industries.
High taxes that you're mentioning, but what about this fiscal cliff, related to taxes coming at the end of 2012? How concerned are you that the U.S. won't solve this problem?
Well, that is very, very bad, and it will not be saved. Most probably it will also not be fixed easily, even in case, unfortunately, Obama would get re-elected. Then, of course, we could still fumble around for some more years. I think this is unheard of. We have a government running a huge country without a budget, having an uncertainty in taxes, in the tax situation, and this is very, very bad. This also needs to be fixed quickly, and we need an answer for the repatriation of foreign earnings, which is very, very important for America. So companies are interested in investing money back they made outside the US, but they do not want to tax it twice, and that is the failure. And America is different from what many people in America think, a high-tax country, and it's one of the only countries where foreign earnings have to be taxed domestically again. That's wrong and stupid.
Martin, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. That was Martin Richenhagen, CEO of AGCO. I'm Ernie Scheider. This is Reuters.